All right, guys, welcome on in. Today, I actually want to talk about two separate topics. One of them we've kind of glossed over before, and the other one is actually brand new information. I don't want to spend too much time here on the intro screen, so let's hop into it and let's talk about it in a second. So the first thing I want to talk about is actually this chart right here. This chart was posted by Reddit user ThatJumpyJumps, and in here he talks about sort of the XP 101, or the basics of Diablo 4's experience and experience gaining that you need to know. This is something that has come up in my chat time and time again, and people have asked me about it, and I've kind of felt it, but it's nice to see other people sort of seeing the same thing. Now, there's a lot on this chart to talk about, and there is some sort of like XP per level and how it exponentially ramps up as you get towards level 100. I don't mind the slog, right, to level 100 taking a long time. They could have made it take twice as long, and I really wouldn't have cared. But there's a caveat to that. I wouldn't have cared if they would have left the game the way a lot of other games are. The thing that I don't like is one of the big things that you see in this chart right here. Enemy XP scaling. Now, what this chart says is pretty much that if you're fighting anything higher than +3 your level, you only get 25% more XP. So fighting anything more challenging than that is only slowing you down and doesn't really net you any positives. So why would you do it? A lot of us like to push ourselves, and in our mind, you would think if I'm a level 55 and I'm fighting level 62s, I should be getting more XP for putting myself through the ringer, so to speak. Now, there's definitely a conversation between like what's the most efficient way to do things. Should you farm it faster, and how fast should you farm versus how hard of a monster should you farm? I don't know about you guys, but I don't really pay that much attention to min-maxing the XP gains I get in a game. I just want the game to feel fun while I play it. And theoretically, if I take on a harder challenge, I should get more of a reward. But this says that's not true. And this is actually going to transition over into the other thing that everybody's talking about and that we have made a YouTube video on this channel earlier. And if you're interested in that YouTube video, you can definitely look up above. I feel like the enemy XP scaling mixed with the level scaling really dilutes this game down and takes away a lot of the challenge and the fun that used to be in gaming. One of my best experiences in gaming was playing the classic Morrowind. In Morrowind, I could take my level 1, level up a few of its thieving skills, break into some high tier areas in the middle of the map, steal some glass armor, glass weapons, and then come back out and really have a good time powering through the content. What made this so fun was the fact that there was no level scaling, right? I could sneak into the zone, very under-leveled. If I took my time, I could go in and get something that I should never be able to have. Then I could get out of that zone, and everything that I went to fight while I was going through the campaign was now a lot easier and gave me a power fantasy. The third part of this that not a lot of people talk about is there were no like minimum levels required to wear gear, because you shouldn't have been able to go get the gear. But if you got it, you could use it. And I think that's sort of the way that modern games are missing the mark here recently. They're implementing XP scaling. That way you can't level faster than they want you to level, which just prolongs your gameplay. They implement level scaling. That way everything is your level and you never truly feel powerful. I do want to jump in here real quick and say Diablo 4 has level scaling until it doesn't. And by that I mean if you decide you want to run challenging keys or you want to try to tackle certain pinnacle activities, they're hard locked at a specific level. So even the level scaling betrays itself, because you can't run a tier 60 key in Nightmare Dungeons and just expect to get all the additional modifiers and all the additional challenges. There's also going to be a hard floor on the level of that monster, which goes completely against the level scaling that they've already implemented into the game. Outside of that, we go back to talking about minimum levels. I had completed a World Tier 4 boss at level 62, I think, maybe. We had just made the jump into World Tier 4. Beat the boss, get my cash, cannot open my cache till level 80. Why is that a thing? Now we're going to switch gears because I really don't want to turn this into a rant video. The goal of this video was mainly to talk about Diablo 4's XP gains and how they are throttled once you get more than +3 levels above your character's level. So in an ideal world, you never want to go higher than +3 above your character level when you're grinding in the game. I did feel like it was a good time to sort of mesh the XP scaling with level scaling and minimum item level requirements, because I feel like all three of these combined together are sort of a problem that modern gaming is pushing on itself, because they're trying to find ways to prolong people's gameplay. I'm not saying that I don't enjoy my time in Diablo 4, and I'm not saying that I don't want to see Diablo 4 succeed. I do want to bring to everyone's attention the XP scaling so you don't waste your time, and I feel like this is a good platform to talk about how modern gaming in general is embracing certain time sink aspects, and I don't think that's good for gaming in general. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Did you know about the XP scaling and how anything over +3 your level was kind of a waste of time? And what do you think about minimum item levels and sort of monster scaling with you as you play the game? Thanks for watching, and as always, have a great day.